Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, our human mind is one of the most important tool that we have within ourselves to experience this life, even to sansaric journey. If you are able to have good profitable skill developed within your mind, and wherever you go, it always going to become safe. So then you have to remember the only thing that you have to work in this life is your mind. So without working with your mind and forgetting it and whatever the work you do, so end of this life, and maybe you're going to have the fear, unsatisfaction, unhappiness like that. So that doesn't mean you 24/7 you have to be with the mind always. It is not like that. The mind is like when you able to give some times and understand, once you reach to the truth or the clarity, that clarity going to be with you always. So whatever your bodily, verbally, mentally action you do, within that all the experience, your deeper understanding going to be there. So that's why understanding this mind is important. It's kind of like mind is kind of like an ocean. This ocean is kind of like unshakable, unfabricable, so rich, so colorful, and so deep, and so creative, and it's kind of like so compassion, so loving, and so this all the nature you see, you find in the mind. But at the same time, if you don't see the most important part of the mind, then this whatever the other things that you see as a quality of mind, and sometimes not going to work. So what is the most important part of the mind is clear comprehension. So that is the most important part. So if you don't develop the clear comprehension, and so when your mind go with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, in that very moment, the mostly what is happening, your mental formations or your sanskar are going to overtake your moment. And then always this pattern is called samsara. So when you develop the clear comprehension, so itself the in that very moment, mind become very clear with the perceptions. It help you to have the direct perceptions. So when you have the direct perception in that very moment, you are not depending from your past or your future. So in that very moment, you develop the clarity with your experience. That experience when you have within yourself, so when you have this inner clarity, what is happening, because what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, what we feel, even the thoughts come to our mind, there is something else beyond it we don't see in the surface level. So what we see, there is something else there. What you hear, there is something else there. But if you don't have the clear mind, you cannot recognize it. So then itself, what you experience become wrong. So that's why the clarity is important. So when you have the clear comprehension, sati sampajanya, that help to have the direct perception. So what is happening in that very moment, it is so powerful. It has power to eliminate all the samsaric karma. So whatever the good and bad, whatever, it everything come to make it kind of like a neutral moment. Another thing is, in this very moment, you're going to experience to the highest level of your mind and with the truth. So that is what happening in the vipassana level when you develop the mind with the clarity. It break down this moment of your existence from all the past mental formations or the sanskara. No any roots from the samsara related to the karma. When you have the clear comprehension, sati sampajanya, direct perception. So in that very moment, so whatever come to you, so now you already detached from your past experience or the past karma. Now you are existing this very moment. That doesn't mean you're going to be okay, because in this very moment your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind creating. So just emptying things doesn't work. Why? Because in this very moment maybe you can have the greed, hatred, or the delusion. So in the very first level, you empty your past, you detach, you unplug the current, and in this very moment, that what you see, what you hear, what you smell, and you develop the direct perception to that, and in that very moment, there is no kind of interference with kind of illusion. So once you see it correctly, so it like this, when you shoot the arrow, it go to target, mean in the middle, there are no hindrance. So like that, from the outside, whatever the truth happening, it's like an arrow and it come to your mind. There are no blockages on the way. There are no hindrance. So when it come to you in that very moment, once you contact with the truth, with the maximum strength of your mind, in that very moment what you experience is the ultimate truth. And so once you experience that, even one single moment, and from that point, that experience going to take you forward. So our purpose is somehow little by little through practice, that releasing that all the mental formations and also developing the clarity inside us and having the direct perception. So in that very moment, if you able to experience that, and then you see yourself, that is the highest of the human mind, and that is the highest that you can experience. But the thing is, And sometimes we don't know about that we have it. And sometimes we don't use the right method to get it. So it's like the in our countries there are some people call the the washerman. That what he does, he go and collect all the cloth from the village, and he go to river or the lake, and he wash all the clothes, and then he iron and everything clean, and then the next round he go and give all the cloth to people. So this washerman, this one day he saw very kind of like a beautiful piece of rock when he washing the cloth in the river. So then he thought, oh, this is good to use to clean the clothes. So what he did with the soap and the with other things, when he washed the cloth, if there are kind of like a dry dirt, he used this piece of rock to clean the cloth. So in our country, it's mostly when we go to have bath, even to the lake or the river, sometimes that we have piece of little rock and we rub our skin. So like that, this person used to keep this piece of rock to clean the clothes. And little by little, when he clean it, and he start to see it is shining little by little, little by little. So it used to remove the dirt, and at the same time what is happened, it start to remove its dirt also. So that is one principle you have to remember in life. When you do whatever the things in life, and it's bring the counter action and bring the same result, same kind of result. So remember that. So then he start to see it's little by little getting shining, and then he thought, maybe what is this? He had no idea. So one day he go his round that collecting cloth, and then he went to the vegetable man, and he told, my friend, I have this piece of rock. Then he saw it. He saw, oh, that's beautiful. I can give a bag of vegetable if you want to give it to me. He told, no, no. And then he went to the fisherman, and then he saw that, and he told, oh, I can give some leftover fish. If you want, you can leave this rock and take the leftover fish. He told, no, no, I don't want. So in life, when you go to people and they give what they have, so whatever the subject you learn, as example, if you learn mathematics, you become good at with that subject, but it has no power to give different kind of wisdom. So then you have to remember yourself. So whatever you're doing, you become good at it with that subject, but it doesn't mean it's going to give overall that the knowledge about everything. But the mind is not like that. When you work with the mind, it's like you work with the clay, because once you work with the clay, that you can recognize the art of the most of the creative things. This come with the pots, because you go to the source. So the one of the element is the clay, the earth. So if you know about the water, you know about the life. And it's like when you know about the heat, you know about the life. When you know about the air, you know about the life. So rather than going to a subject, when you go to the source of the any existence, you start to know about it. So if you go in the materially, if you learn as example the nature of the heat, motion, liquidity and hardness, overall you get a understanding about everything whatever exists as material. So like that, mostly we go with the subject and we just know only that. So when that person go to vegetable person and he give only vegetable because that is what he have. When he go to fisherman, he go with the fish, he give the fish. So like that he used to carry this place to place, place to place. And then one day he had a friend. He was a wise man and he used to be the goldsmith. And one day he went to his collect his cloth and he saw that all the little piece of uh, gems and ornaments around him. And he told, you know, I have this piece of rock. And he took it and told, oh, this is piece of diamond. And even I have no enough money to, to buy this. And so then he gave so much money for that person. And it's a kind of like a, you know, $1,000. And this poor person and took that all the money, went and start to have a good life himself. So your mind the same, you are suffering and maybe you have a lot of things around you, and but still you are suffering and you have the unsatisfaction in your mind. Maybe you don't see the real value of deeper inside your mind. So even though you have a lot of valuable things in around you, if you don't develop the clear comprehension, and if you don't recognize the true value of your heart, your mind, your understanding as a human being, and maybe you suffer, maybe you kind of like a poor, maybe you are in difficulties, that doesn't mean the world is not good. Maybe mostly we don't understand the value of ourselves. So when it comes to the mind, if you are able to understand the very nature of the mind, it's kind of like you selling that the diamond and you get the money and you have comfortable life. So like that, when you have the clear comprehension and whatever the perception come to us, and you start to see the true nature of it. And once you see that true nature of it, and anymore you're not going to suffer out of whatever the perceptions. So otherwise always something come to us and we experience something else. So that itself called suffering, because we cannot access to the truth. So this is the method that the Buddha himself with this all the teachings try to explain. Having the clear mind. So then in day-to-day life yourself, you have responsibility to build up that. So when you build up that, they say it is one of the important, we know that the material contentment. So the material contentment, the people used to be like that. But it is very important, it's mentally, if you develop this spiritual contentment. So what you have, you become enough with you. And at the same time, that it is not enough for you. It is kind of like you mixing something. You know that you know something, but still that is not enough for you. So in the very first level, you have to develop this spiritual contentment to go forward in this path to find the success. It always not empty, 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 empty. You have to develop the art that get into the emptiness to see the empty. See, you know that the ness, that emptiness, happiness. So this ness mean it's always conventional. Happiness. And in day-to-day life, we use many other the examples. So that happy is inside something. In every day that what you experience in conventional life, if you able to see without any attachment or without any detachment, because you cannot detach, you cannot let go this material life, because we are itself material. So you have to experience the happiness. You have to know the emptiness, but you have to see in that emptiness, you have to experience what is empty. That is something. You have, if you able to know in the happiness, if you able to see what is happy, that is different. See, people have money, but they don't know what is money. So you have the money, knowingly what is money is completely different. So like that, sometimes we know what is emptiness. We know most people, conventionally, they have some ideas. They know what is happiness, but still knowingly that happiness, sometimes they are not happy. How possible? That they know what is emptiness. They know the ness, but they not empty. So then in this spiritual path, how you can experience this in conventional life, how you see, because the eternal life inherent this inside this conventional life. So then in this spiritual path, this developing the contentment is the very important thing. One is with the discipline. So when it comes to discipline, that you have to be disciplined with discipline. So that is different. In the meditation, that is what the important. You become disciplined with the discipline. So in the discipline with the discipline means, when it come to as an example, that when we become a monk. So I am entering to the monkhood. So that doesn't mean just putting a robe, I can become a monk. Just shaving the head, I cannot become a monk. So if somebody can become a monk and then they all going to become purified just putting the robe, then when the newly born baby, if you put the robe, the baby going to be okay. Then how about then make all the robes and put it to everybody in the world, then everybody going to be okay? It's not going to become like that. So you become disciplined with to the discipline. So that's mean when you enter to the monkhood, so you recognize that nature, and even though without bounding to it, you follow, you free, you become free, because you become a monk to become free. And knowingly that you enter into it, and but still you follow it. So then you bound to discipline, but you bound to discipline within your inner freedom. So that is one thing when it comes to the spiritual contentment, because you shaving your head, but still that you do it as a discipline to to the monkhood, but at the same time, you free from it. If you bound to that, and otherwise, if you don't shave the head, and then maybe that discipline make you more suffer. So you become a father, you become a mother, and then once you enter to the motherhood, once you enter to the fatherhood, when you parenting, there are things you have to do. You cannot deny it. We say it is a responsibility, but it is not. It is more than it is more than the responsibility, because that make you a father or the mother. You cannot separate from it. But at the same time, becoming a father or the mother doesn't make any sense to you, because then one after for a while you become a grandfather or grandmother. So if you clinging to that fatherhood itself or motherhood, oh, I am a father, I am a mother, and without that improving yourself, then it doesn't make any sense. So becoming, so the you become disciplined to discipline means in day-to-day life, especially in the spiritual path. So when you practice meditation, or when you do the things, when you do that whatever your day-to-day rituals, you do it. You have to do it. And you don't kind of like neglect it. And at the same time, you don't do it to bound to that, and because of the fear or because of that the anxiety, depression, you not do it because of that. So you know it is a discipline, and you become a discipline with it knowingly. For that you have to do it. So you become a mother and you become a father, and knowingly you do it, and at the same time, it is not you are bound to it, but at the same time, you become a good father, you become a good mother. So this is in a spiritual path. When you go with the contentment, that when it comes to rituals or the precepts, so whatever you practice it, but you are free from it, but still you practice. And then it comes to meditation. You become disciplined with the meditation. So you have the contentment in meditation. So in that contentment, you don't do any meditation. You don't do anything. And at the same time, you don't militarize your mind to get into, you don't fight with the meditation to get out of the stress, anxiety, depression. So you become contentment with the discipline. The meditation means you get into samatha and vipassana. So you have it. You become happy. You don't look anything anymore. Maybe tomorrow somebody come and tell, I have this meditation, and it kind of like take you to a level that you're going to feel like you are levitating. And there are now different meditation things come, but you are not resist it, but you don't want it. If somebody come tomorrow with another new religion, you don't go against it, but at the same time you don't want it. So you become happy with what you have, but still you're not going to hold it to that, and but still you go with it, practice yourself. So otherwise that so whatever things come tomorrow and day after tomorrow, always new things come. There is no end in your life. So then samatha and vipassana, where I take you, and you know what you want. And now okay, this, if I practice this, and it's going to take you to me. So then tomorrow somebody come and tell, There is another place. There is a guru came from Himalayas, high mountain areas, and he telling something. It's a it is something completely new. So there are people come with that. It is okay, but then you have to look. Do you need it? Because if you always look something, that's mean you are spiritually, you didn't find that contentment, and then you cannot go in this path. So then it's in deeply, even when you practice, just see inhalation, exhalation. You know it is there, and then you don't look for anything inside. You become completely done. But still, that doesn't mean you become kind of like a completely dumb. No, you keep observing it. You keep observing it. So that will progress your life. That will take you to deeper practice. Mostly, we don't have that spiritual contentment. Even I don't hear that the people talk about it, because always we available for new things. We available for new things. No, during Buddha's time, once the Buddha mostly, if the Buddha gave a teaching to somebody, and they have the trust, okay, Buddha told me to do this, they go with it. Then, and they become happy. And that contentment rests the mind, calm the mind. And then from there, that calmness help to go deeper. So like that, yourself, you have to remember, you have to find that inner contentment with whatever. And but that doesn't mean you're going to stop there, but still you have to keep going. And the contentment with the wisdom. So still we have to be happy. Yourself, you have to know better than somebody. You know something. And there are a lot of people and do a lot of mistakes, and they do a lot of things in life without knowingly what is right, what is wrong. But you don't do that. So are you become happy about it? Or are you always look something, something, something? I want to know something, I want to know something. The thing is, maybe you know something, but if you don't become happy with what you know, so whatever the new things come to you, it cannot resonate there, it cannot hold there. Why? Because again, you go with something else. So then with the contentment with the wisdom means, you know, you already know something, but you know that is not enough for you. You know this is enough for you for the moment, but you know this is not enough for you. So it is kind of like a mix, that both ideas. But still the important thing is, in day-to-day life, remember, because that, as you know, the retreat, the meaning of the retreat, people go, I go to retreat, you know, the retreat is one thing, is making a boundary. And other thing is, you know, the resisting. And resisting means, you know, that the going away from something. So what, it's like, from what you go away. When you sit, it's kind of like you are in a retreat. When you go to a place, you go, or you tell, I go to meditation retreat. So from what you go away. So when you sit, when you close your eyes, from what you exist. So that's our past and the future. That's it. If any thoughts come to you related to the past, can you stay away from it? If whatever the ideas come, it doesn't matter whatever good, can you stay away from it if it is not related to the moment? So if you are able to do that, they develop a kind of a tranquility state. So once you come to that tranquility state, can you become, oh, this is enough for me. I am here, I am done. In this very, I can see the breathing. That's enough for me. So can you little bit settle down with because you sit to watch the breathing. Now you see the breathing, but still it's not enough for you. So that is the barrier that you have to drop. Because already that the wisdom inside you inherent. So you don't see it because this unrest mind. It's always pondering to outside, look for outside, going towards outside and try to get something, get something, get something. So then yourself remember always. So finding the this balance inside your spiritual practice with the contentment, with your discipline. There are some discipline, you practice it and you become good with it, but you know that it's not enough for you. But in the moment you have something, appreciate it. And you don't need to just stop it there. Oh, I know everything now, this is enough for me. No, this is not enough for you. But at the same time, for now, you have something, you have done something. It is good for you. So appreciate it. And with that appreciation, if you start to go to something else, then you can develop it. Then it's going to become be with you. Then when it comes to meditation, and you know samatha and vipassana, the vipassana is the king of the meditation. So what else? Why you go to this other little things then? Then you have to know that. If you don't know it, it's up to you. If you want to play with the things, and you can go with things. No? But if you have the highest, and why you go to the other thing? So then you have to look yourself. It is up to you. I'm just putting this information on the table. It is up to you. So once you have it, and you become, no, okay, at least I have it. I know this. Now I have to improve it. So then go with it. Otherwise, don't be available for everything, whatever come tomorrow. The people create many things. With these machines and technology, with this artificial intelligence, with the music nowadays, see that the music come and the visuals, it's giving kind of like a vibration things, putting to your head, and you come to a, now there are machines, the samadhi, no, you just put it and then it's kind of like you go to a different level of, this neurological experience. But this completely different, but it is there. So that's why this contentment you should have. Otherwise you go with this thing. So, and the wisdom knowingly, and you should know what you have to know about the mind. Whatever other things it's not going to be forever with us. But what you know about the mind, you're going to get know about everything. And it's kind of like when you know about the ground, when you know about the earth, when you know about the water, when you know about the heat, when you know about the wind, you start to know about all the materials. So same like when you know about the mind, you know about everything. So then little by little, focus your mind to that and be disciplined with that practice, because that is where you're going to slowly, when you sit, that is where your practice deeply going to become that successful. So in that success, you are the one who getting the best result. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbitiyo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavattantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava ittavata cammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe tatta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idamme punya kammang ආසවක්කයාවං හෝතු සබ්බ දුක්ඛා පමුච්චතු. Bless you.